Oh, I forgot to unbutton my cardigan. We got the cardigan, we got the Taylor Swift t-shirt. The cardigan is on because I sweat through the Taylor Swift t-shirt profusely earlier when I was getting my groceries. Anyway, hi guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have my videos for the next like 3 weeks planned out. I had nothing for today, literally nothing. And last night at 1 a.m. it hit me. You can do a tag. I never actually did this tag. I actually did have a week where I was gonna do the tag, and I think I was planning to do it after I uploaded my last reading vlogs, but that ended up being split into 2 parts. But I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do the booktube newbie tag because I'm still pretty new, right? I've only been here since like October. So I think it counts, right? And I love talking about myself. It's like my favorite thing to do. So, little update though, earlier I did go to Barnes & Noble. Actually, I have acquired, okay, I've been in New York now for 2 weeks, and I bought 11 books. Barnes & Noble sent me a coupon. What was I gonna do, like not fucking use it? What am I supposed to do? They weren't all from Barnes & Noble. I went to this really cute bookstore, the Kinokuniya bookstore in New York. It's across the street from Bryant Park. It's like a bookstore, and then the upper level is like manga, and then the lower level is like stationery. It is so cool. I really, really like it there. I bought a bunch of books from there because I went ice skating in Bryant Park the other day. I mentioned this in my last video, but I used to figure skate, and every time the Olympics come on, I'm like, oh my god, I miss skating so much. So I went ice skating in Bryant Park the other day, and it was super fun. And then I ate a delicious fruit tart. I love fruit tarts. And then I went to the bookstore. It was a wonderful day. This is just my life update, I guess. Oh, I have one more life update. In the past 3 days, I have watched 27 episodes of BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural. I recently rewatched all of Puppet History because I'm obsessed with that show. I love Puppet History on Watcher. I don't know why. I just think it's genius. But then I was like, I can't like just immediately start Puppet History over. So right now I'm doing Unsolved Supernatural, and then when I'm done with this, I'm gonna do Unsolved True Crime. I've seen them all a million times, but anyway, did you guys know there's a booktube wiki? Look. That's crazy. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? I started this channel because in the pandemic, I started watching booktube and found a lot of comfort in it. It was like my favorite thing to watch for a really long time, and honestly still kind of is my favorite thing to watch. I watched a lot of UnCarly. She was the first person I discovered. And then I started watching a lot of Emmy, who I also adore. She's just like comfort in a person. I love everything she puts out. I also really like Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte. I'm a big fan of Cozy Rosie Reads. Larry is funny. Big Larry fan. The Larry from Larry Reads. I've basically just been watching a way lot of booktube, and I was basically just like, I bet I could do that. That looks fun. So I'm doing it. I had a YouTube channel in 7th grade. It had 8 subscribers. I was big. I used to tell stories and do like reaction videos and shit. And I didn't know how to edit, so I would just like post it. But I think this is way more efficient. But basically I found a lot of comfort in booktube, and I thought it looked like fun, so I was like, I'm gonna give it a go. And I really love doing this. It's so fun, like genuinely. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? So I was thinking about this question earlier, and honestly, I am just frankly like everyone else. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I like the same books. I do the same things. Like, I'm just here to share my life with you guys. I've never wanted a normal job in my life. Basically, from the time I was in 7th grade, I wanted to move to New York, check, and work in the music business. So I have never in my life wanted a private life. So I just kind of always assumed I would be doing something like this. I'm like an incredibly passionate person about everything I love. I really think that comes across when you meet me like fairly quickly. I really love to share that passion, which I know is kind of what everyone is doing here, but I want to do it too. What are you most excited about for this new channel? Honestly, the motivation it gives me. When you have a channel like this, you have to read. So I feel like it's honestly made me read much more like efficiently, if that makes sense. I'm also just excited about the growth I've seen. I was looking through, you can follow me on Instagram. It's watchmylifeinpictures_. And it's also linked below, but I have a highlight on there of YouTube. And 6 weeks ago, I posted that I had 29 subscribers. And at this moment, I have 123. And that's crazy. That is fucking crazy. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's so fun to watch. I think this is a really good gateway for me into like my future career, because when you manage something like this on a small scale, then it gives you experience, you know? That is super fun for me. I love seeing that. I love coming up with the ideas. Mostly I just love talking about books to people who want to listen. That's what I love. Why do you love reading? That is a really good question. I have literally always loved reading. There was no point in my life where I was ever like, oh, reading books. Like, it was always, like, ever since I can remember, like when I was a kid, reading like the Rainbow Magic fairy books, or like Bad Kitty. I loved Bad Kitty when I was a kid. I used to collect those like cardboard Elmo books. What else? Magic Tree House. I was super into Magic Tree House for a little while. Dork Diaries, I read like all of them. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I read that too. When I was in 4th grade, my 4th grade teacher had one of her old students come in, and we literally sat in front of all of the books that she had in her classroom, and her old like student picked out a bunch of books that she thought I would like, and we like did that. And that was like, that's such a core memory for me. I did a series of unfortunate events. It has literally always been present in my life. It's always been a big defining factor for me. So it's hard to pinpoint exactly why I love it, because it's always been something that's been huge for me. I guess I mostly just love reading about characters. That sounds weird. The only thing I care about when I read a book is the characters. I retweeted something like this recently, but it basically was just like, your plot can be horseshit. If I love the characters, then you've sold me. That is my favorite part about reading. That's really what I love about it, is getting to delve into other people's lives, because especially when I was growing up, like my life, I hated it for quite a while. So getting to read about other people's lives was the best. That was kind of sad. Okay, anyway. What book or series got you into reading? Definitely the Red Pyramid series, the Can Chronicles. Those were my first favorite books. Those were the books, the first time I ever read a book where I was like, I want to read this forever. Like, I never want to not be reading these books. I loved them. They were the first books I remember like wanting to talk to other people about, and it also helped that I was super into Egyptian mythology anyway. So basically I was like into mythology, found these books, thought they were so cool, read them all, started watching House of Anubis, and now here I am taking my History of Ancient Egypt class in college. It's so fun. Those are definitely the books that made me a reader. And then I read those books in 5th grade. And then for summer reading, when I was going into middle school, I got a big list of books to pick from. You had to read 2 books over the summer. And I read the first Percy Jackson book. I read the Can Chronicles before I read Percy Jackson. And then I also read Divergent, which also defined a large part of my life. I was obsessed for a long time. My username on everything was Divergent Fangirl 718. I'm not joking. Everything. It's still my Spotify username, actually. I had a Divergent themed birthday party one year. I had everyone come dressed up in their faction colors. I was Triss for Halloween. I think there's still a picture on my Instagram. I'll put it here if I can find it. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Mostly just how do you come up with your ideas? And also, how do you read so fucking fast? I feel like I'm a pretty fast reader, but then I look at like Jack Edwards and he like makes all these videos where he's like, I read da 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 da. And it's amazing, but he reads like 3 books in a week. And I'm like, holy hell. I mean, I can do that in the summer, but not, no. I'd probably also ask a lot of like business questions because that's what I'm into. I probably ask a lot of questions like, what do you do to get sponsorships? Or do you have a manager or do you do it all yourself? Or what does your manager do and what do you do? Like that, those are the questions I would ask. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think that the biggest challenges are finding the time when I get so busy because of school. That's difficult. Trying to come up with like original ideas is also pretty difficult. And then also, I don't want to get to have the habit of like checking the numbers like all the time, but it's kind of like becoming a habit and I don't really want it to be. So I like kind of knowing what my numbers look like, but I don't want to be obsessed with them. That's also from like an entertainment management major standpoint, is like I just want to know like how things are doing. Like my bookshelf organization video has been the best performing video on my channel, and like it's hard not to get into like analyzing it because I don't want this to be like some bullshit I have to stress about. Like I just want this to be fun. When did you start reading? Okay, I kind of already talked about this. There's never been a point in my life where I wasn't reading. When I was a kid, I used to get these boxes. I would look forward to them like all the time, and it was like a monthly subscription from Amazon, and it would have a book about a Sesame Street character, like a young like cardboard kids book, and it would have like a little figurine of the character, and I looked forward to those so much. I loved reading the book and I loved like collecting all the little figurines. Like it was my favorite thing. I also was super into the Rainbow Magic fairy books when I was a kid, and I remember like wanting desperately to collect all of them. Like I would like search like rare Rainbow Magic fairy books, and I would like write them all down and like check them off when I got them, and I would like ask everyone in my family like, oh, like what's your favorite blank? Like what's your favorite sport? Like did you know that there's like a fairy for that sport? Like that is what I would do. It's just always been something I've thrown myself into. Ever since I could read, I've been reading. Where do you read? Lots of places. At my house, I have a nook, like a reading nook. You can see it in a few of my videos. I read there a lot. Here, I mostly just read in my bed because that's kind of like my only spot I have. I also read a lot at Seaport, which is like a 10-minute walk from me. Absolutely beautiful. It's my favorite place to read in the world. It's my favorite spot. I read on my half-an-hour breaks at work. When I have them, I bring a book and I read. If I'm forced to go to the beach, I'm usually spending the whole time reading. I don't really like the beach. I hate sand. I love reading at my grandma's house. My grandma has this summer house that's like a cottage. Oh my god, I love it. It's like the grass there, I don't know, the grass there is so soft. It hits different. We got a pool over the summer, like one of the like job lot pools that you can like put up and like take down, and whenever I had a day off from work, I would basically just spend the whole day like reading in the pool. Love that. I love reading next to water. I read in between my classes. There were 2 days a week, or 3 days a week actually, where I have like 3-hour gaps in between my classes. I'm pretty much always doing homework, and then once I finish my homework, I read. Those are my main spots, I think. What kind of books do you like to read? Okay, so when people ask me this, my answer is usually everything, but I don't know if that's necessarily true because I buy a lot of different books, but I don't know if everything is like the answer. I'm still kind of narrowing down, I think, what I really like to read. But there's a few things that I really love. I love found family. It's like my favorite trope. Anything with queer characters, obviously. I love anything that focuses on the entertainment industry. I love things with like fucked up elements. Like I just bought, I bought these 2 books recently that I've been seeing a lot about. Please don't let my chair fall. Please don't let my chair fall. These are both recent releases that I've heard a lot about that are like kind of fucked up and dark. This is A Touch of Jen by Beth Morgan, which I think is about a couple that becomes obsessed with an influencer. First of all, entertainment industry influencer, hello. And then this is The School for Good Mothers. That's what the book is called. The whole time I was Googling like The School for Bad Mothers, and I'm like, why can't I find this book? All for the Game, I love. That book's fucked up and crazy. I love books that are fucked up and crazy. I think those are like the main elements in books that I love. What does your book collection look like? My book collection's fucking huge, but it's not here. But I can show you. I'll actually, you know, I don't want to fuck up the ring light, but I will insert a clip of what my book collection here looks like at the moment, because it's kind of cute. I kind of like it. But that is all of the official questions for the tag. So I hope you guys liked it. I hope that this was entertaining for you to watch. My next 3 videos, I'm really excited about them. So hopefully you guys will like those as well. But I think this is a good video to like have on your channel, you know? So yes, here I am doing my challenge, doing my tag. Yeah. So if you guys have any other questions, I would love to answer them. I love talking to you guys in my comments. It's like my favorite thing to do. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you learned some interesting stuff about me. I will see you next week. Bye.